Hey guys, welcome to this video. Will Sebastian here from the BeProfitSmart Academy. Don't forget, if you want to go underneath and you want to learn how to kill it betting, many of you will have seen me do this for years now. Just go underneath the video. You can learn there. So, just a summary of my Betfair and a couple of pointers as well. Just ran this account through the month. You can see £28,605 of stakes, and ultimately it returned £30,830. So about £2,225 or so that I net from this account, which is quite reasonable, compared to the amount I staked. This probably took me sort of maybe 5 to 10 minutes in the morning each day. Normally what I do is I wake up and I place my bets first before I go on and, run various businesses that I do online, all about making money via the internet, which is a very good way to do it. Anyway, you can see the gains on the left accumulating. You can see the stakes there. The reason why the notepad is here is just because, underneath this, it says bet ID, everything like that. And I don't want anyone to sort of, watch this and then send Betfair a message saying, oh, what about this bet? Can you void it? Or something like that, something stupid. But yeah, anyway, it's quite clear to see. You can see the dates there. And it is just another example. A quick pointer as well. I think when lots of people look at EV betting, the problem they have is they start off and they might have bet like £12,000, let's say. And because they're not up overall, at that point they quit. They think it's not working and they stop. And that's a big problem. Depending on the EV betting method you use, you normally have to have, sort of more bets if you've got a lower edge. So there's something I'm bringing out soon with a lot of loose lines, I call it the loose line method. It works really well. I'm doing it myself. I'll film a few profit results on that later. But because the edge is reasonably high on horse betting, you don't need to place loads and loads and loads of bets. For this, I probably normally per month probably do about 300 to 500 bets. But like I said, in the morning, I can just whip thousands of pounds on horse races in the day. It's not really a big sort of time expense, if you like. But going back to what I was saying, if someone, like me this month, I mean, I got through September a bit and I went down probably about £700 or £800. And now I'm 2,200 up. And as I go forward into October, that will only grow. You just have to make sure you're starting with the right amount and the right stake size, etc. If you're worried about how much you're going down on variance, your stake size is too high. You need to understand that first and foremost. If this is worrying you at any time when you're using methods like this, then you're just betting too much. Because otherwise you wouldn't mind if you go maybe a couple of £100 down versus £1,000 down. Now, when you're seasoned and you've made tens of £1,000s doing this and you've made six figures from betting overall, you're probably going to be okay with the variance swings. If you've done a lot of casino offers, for example, that's probably going to be something you're all right with. I mean, I've gone down more than £700 or £800 in a month, but I know on the other side of that is massive gains, so long as I stick to the variance structure. I would say the second thing that's really important as well is the fact that you have to understand that the bookies too have variance. I mean, they've got times where customers go well into profit against them, like I am on various sites, particularly William Hill, if you watch my profit update videos there. They have that too, but because people are gambling, they know at some point the gambler is going to be down. And as long as the bookmaker has enough money in the bank to sustain those losses, which is why they restrict some people who win and win and win, like, tons of money, is because they need to make sure they can afford the variance on the customer. Okay, if the customer's winning and winning, they need to make sure they can afford to have that happen before the customer then loses money. So similarly, if you're EV betting or value betting or whatever you want to call it, with my horse method, you've got to make sure you're doing it in a way where you can sustain those falls, whether that's mentally or literally with the money you've got in your account. I would say a minimum is probably 30 times your stake. So let's say you're betting £50. It's ideal to have at least sort of £1,500. Even that is very, very low. £2,000, maybe 40 times is probably going to be ideal there. And again, it depends on the odds. I mean, if you're betting, mostly inside my video series, I tell you how to scale the bets to the odds so that you stay longer and you can make the most money. But if you're betting £50 on every single bet, it's not going to work out with a budget or a bankroll like that. If it's going to be 30 times your stake, then you're going to want to be betting on low odds, very low odds. And that's why my new system is great, because most of the bets are very low odds, so there's very low variance, and they're not on horses either. So yeah, you'll have to stay posted for that. It's going to come, but I'm just developing it now. But yeah, I mean, essentially, if you're someone who wants to make money betting, you've got to get used to variance. And if you're not used to variance, then just start small. I mean, you should start small anyway, typically, but you just got to understand that there's a good chance you'll go down at some point. But this is the only way to be up eventually. The only way to win eventually is to naturally go down at some point. And like I said, if you don't believe me, just think about what the bookies do. What did the bookies do? Well, on some customers, they go down a little bit, okay, before they then start making money out the gambler. But they know, because they've got a house edge, that they're going to win long term. And similarly with us, we know we've got a house edge, as I've proven on all of these YouTube videos. So we know we're going to win long term. But it does come down simply to the appetite of the bettor. That's why people don't do this, okay? There is so much money to be made value betting, so much of it. And like I said, I filmed it already, which should be enough proof. But yeah, it's a simple mathematical equation. It's a mathematical process. And if you can't stick with it, then it's not for you. But if you can stick with it, there's an awful lot of money to be made. So I'll post more profit updates. I'll post my new method soon with more value profits. And I'll also continue through October with this. So stay tuned. Like I said, if you want to learn more, just go underneath. And I'll see you in the next one. See you there.